The Catholic world was deeply saddened to learn of the death of Pope Francis on April 21, 2025. He passed away at the age of 88, after a period of declining health. The official confirmation of his death came from Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Camerlengo of the Holy Roman Church. This marked the beginning of a period of mourning and transition for the Catholic Church. As per Vatican protocol, the papal apartments were sealed following the Pope's death. This symbolic act signifies the end of a papacy and the beginning of the interregnum, the period between popes. The Pope's body was then moved to St. Peter's Basilica, where it lay in state for 3 days, allowing the faithful to pay their respects. The death of a pope is a significant event for the Catholic Church, marking the end of a spiritual leadership era. It triggers a centuries-old process for choosing a successor, steeped in tradition and ritual. The world watches as the College of Cardinals prepares for the solemn duty of electing a new leader for the world's 1.3 billion Catholics. The passing of Pope Francis marked the beginning of a period of deep reflection for the Catholic Church. As the world mourned, preparations were underway for the ancient traditions that would usher in a new era of leadership for the faithful. The days following the death of Pope Francis were marked by a period of official mourning known as Novendialis. This 9-day period of prayer and remembrance is a time for Catholics worldwide to reflect on the life and legacy of the departed pontiff. A solemn funeral mass was held in St. Peter's Square, drawing an estimated 200,000 mourners from around the globe. The mass coincided with the Jubilee of Teenagers, a poignant reminder of Pope Francis's commitment to youth and the future of the Church. Cardinal Rolandus Macricus led the Vespers at the Basilica of St. Mary Major, where Pope Francis was laid to rest. The College of Cardinals, a body of senior clergymen who serve as advisors to the Pope, were in attendance, their presence underscoring the gravity of the occasion. The funeral rites were a testament to Pope Francis's desire for simplicity and his focus on pastoral care. It was a fitting tribute to a man who had dedicated his life to serving God and his people. With the passing of Pope Francis, the Catholic Church entered a period known as sede vacante, Latin for the seat being vacant. During this time, the College of Cardinals assumes governance of the Church. The cardinals, however, are prohibited from making any significant changes to church doctrine or governance during this interim period. Their primary responsibility is to manage the day-to-day affairs of the Church and prepare for the election of a new pope. To facilitate this transition of power, the cardinals convene in general congregations. These meetings, which begin shortly after the Pope's death, serve as a forum for discussing church matters and setting the date for the papal conclave. The sede vacante is a time of anticipation and prayer for Catholics worldwide. It is a reminder of the Church's enduring nature and its ability to navigate periods of transition while remaining grounded in faith and tradition. The conclave, that secret gathering where the new pope is elected, began on May 7, 2025. Cardinals under the age of 80, known as cardinal electors, traveled from all around the world to take part in this sacred ritual. The conclave is held within the Sistine Chapel, which is, a masterpiece of Renaissance art and has been the backdrop for papal elections for centuries. The cardinals are sworn to secrecy, completely cut off from all outside communication to make sure the process remains sacred. Inside the Sistine Chapel, the cardinals participate in a series of secret ballots, casting their votes for the next leader of the Catholic Church. After each round of voting, the ballots are burned, a tradition that has actually given rise to the iconic image of black and white smoke coming from the Sistine Chapel chimney. Black smoke means no candidate has reached the required 2/3 majority, while white smoke announces the election of a new pope. The world honestly just watches and waits, eager for that sign that a new spiritual leader has been chosen. After days filled with intense prayer and deliberation, white smoke finally emerged from the Sistine Chapel chimney, signaling that a new pope had been elected. The news sent this wave of excitement and anticipation through the crowds gathered in St. Peter's Square. The newly elected pope, having accepted his sacred duty, chose his papal name, a tradition that goes back centuries. Each name, in its own way, carries significance and often reflects the new pope's hopes for his papacy. Finally, the moment the world had been waiting for arrived. The senior cardinal deacon stepped onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica and proclaimed, "Habemus Papam," which means, "We have a pope." The crowd erupted in cheers, just absolutely eager to catch that first glimpse of their new spiritual leader. The new pope then stepped onto the balcony, offering his very first blessing to the city of Rome and to the entire world. It was a moment of great joy and hope for Catholics everywhere, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the long and storied history of the Catholic Church.